Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen. Today we've got a reading for you about somebody that is manifesting and maybe not necessarily being aware of it, but the energy you're working with is drawing in love. So I feel like that probably means you've been putting a lot of love out into the environment. So it's coming back to you. For many of you, this is somebody you already know. With the Six of Cups, it's indicating you have these really special memories with this person. But for others of you, the Six of Cups is more so about a sense of instant chemistry, feeling like somebody knows you and not really understanding how they make you feel so seen when you haven't known them for that long. So take the energy as far as like how it actually resonates for you. But this Queen of Cups it's like feeling comfortable to be yourself or feeling appreciated by somebody for who you really are. It's a really sweet energy. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. I hope you have some fun weekend plans. If you would like those plans to include a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below, wickedonestarot@gmail.com, and also offering memberships if you would like to have a monthly reading. Hello there, Key Controller. Hello, Moon Love. How we doing? I don't know. These are general readings, but I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Voyager. How are you doing? Let's dive in with, we're going to start with the Pulp Tarot. What else do we have? Another Six of Cups. And the Emperor in the reverse and the Fool in the reverse. Honestly, it feels to me like you've been dealing with a lot of chaotic, maybe even controlling energy. I think you've probably been frustrated. Either you've had a lot of really irritating or disappointing dates, or you feel like you've been dealing with the same kind of energy over and over again, and you're ready. It's like you've decided or you've demonstrated you're no longer interested in wasting your time with people who are not ready to be in a serious connection. And that's what's basically drawing in this serious energy or this soulmate for you. Hello, Pharaoh. How are you doing? Thank you, Pharaoh. What else do we have? Seven of Cups in the reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, you know exactly what you want. So I feel like you're only interested in starting a connection or a relationship with somebody that you feel is like a viable option for the long term, right? You're not getting distracted by people who maybe are just good looking, but there's no real substance to the connection. This clarity has been like hard earned. You've had to deal with betrayals or fakes or people who lie to you constantly to get to this point, but now you know exactly what you want and you're not settling. What's up, Lemonade? I hope you're doing well. What else? Six of Wands, clarifying the Six of Cups, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Honestly, this is somebody whoever I'm reading for, I think you have conquered something really important. Many of you have been able to close chapters that you needed to close maybe a long time ago. There's a sense of letting go of things that had been blocking you before, things that maybe you had not taken action on before. Now you know, okay, I just want to approach every connection that I have or every like relationship, whether it's platonic or not, as let's treat each other with respect. And if that's not something that's evident in terms of their behavior, then I'm not going to invest in that. I'm not going to get like stuck in that kind of thing. Hello, Shane. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. What else do we have? Death and the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, you've ended something. You may have ended a few things. You've gone through a transformation because you realized that you weren't going to maybe get what you wanted out of a connection, get what you wanted out of a situation, or that you've learned as much as you could from an environment or a community. So I think rather than look at it as like you're bored, it's more like you're saying, I'm ready for my next chapter. I'm ready for my next adventure. This isn't like the vibe anymore. A long time ago, if you asked me what I was going to be doing on a Friday night, I would probably have a drink in my hand. That's just like what my group of friends did, you know? Now, no. You know, there's just things that changed. And I feel like you've gone through some sort of shift that makes you feel like certain environments or settings or even people are just like not it for you anymore. A little bit of like a sense of graduation or determining what would actually make you happy, because wherever you have been, it's starting to like it was getting stale, or it was apparent that it was time for you to move on. This is What's the News. Hello, WJ. How are you doing? Hello, Danny. How's your day? So we have wine and dine, somebody who wants to date you. This person feels very passionate about you. Like I said, for some of you, this is someone you are about to meet and you feel like you've known each other for a long time. Or if you're still open to someone coming back around from your past and they've done their healing, it could be that they're ready to be more committed than they were in the past. So we have lipstick evidence, infidelity, caught cheating, and betrayal. This is the energy you've put to rest. This is what you're done with. You do like to meet new people, or you do like to socialize, but you're not going to entertain people that have a lack of honor or integrity around you. So this death card or this fool in the reverse, you've put an end to friendships or romantic connections, at least one of them, where it was toxic. Hello, Dustin. How are you doing? Hello, Illuminati. How's your day? So we have puzzled and karmics. Look, whoever I'm reading for that has gone through this change and decided they're ready for a new, like you're leveling up in terms of what you require for people to be in your energy. There are some people who are like, wait, what? I thought we were friends. Wait, I thought you wanted to be in a situationship with me. There are kind of like some shocked Pikachu faces because people who had been kind of accustomed to taking what they wanted from you or being disrespectful, they're now running into your boundaries or realizing that you're not really here for that same kind of thing, that you are now implementing some boundaries or even ending connections with people that treat you that way. So let them be confused. You know, if your immediate reaction isn't, oh, maybe I need to like work on some things, then, you know, whatever. Hello, Upper Echelon. How's it going? What else do we have? This is the Edgar Allan Poe. Good Lord. Another Six of Cups. If you are not keeping track, I have pulled from 3 tarot decks, and every single one of them had the Six of Cups as the first card. Statistician, anybody want to tell me what the possibility is of that? This is a person who makes you happy, someone who understands like your inner child. I feel like there's an experience or something that you went through a disappointment, or maybe even something really beautiful in your childhood. There's something here that you relate to each other on that really helps to build a foundation of like feeling connected. But you also, it's like palpable how happy you two are in each other's presence. And we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So in other words, we've got somebody who's not going to pursue any kind of connection unless it has the Six of Cups energy. With the Queen of Swords being in the reverse, I kind of feel like this is somebody who's realizing they've been putting up with some pretty negative energy or even controlling energy from their past. This could be family that dictated who they dated, or this could be exes that were like overly involved in their life, but they've had to reclaim their own like path, right? Hello, Anita. How are you doing? Oh, it doesn't have to be scary. It's not always about what you might think it is. Sixes are about stability. Hold on. Hi, Christopher. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. I didn't want to miss saying hello. Hello, Hayden. How are you? So we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, there's I don't know, man, a really solid offer, something really meaningful that you've been looking for, and it's coming in like real quick on the heels of you ending something that doesn't work out anymore. So this would be like saying you have a horrible day at work, you decide, you know what, I'm just going to quit. And then 2 hours later, you get a job offer and it's exactly what you would rather be working. Now, am I advising you to quit a job before you have another one lined up? I sure am not. I think it's best to have another job lined up before you put in your 2 weeks notice or before you quit. But this is saying it's a quick turnaround. This is not for me. This is not what I want. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, okay, well, is this better? Is this what you like? Like an overly eager salesperson at the mall who wants to make sure that you buy at least one pair of jeans. What else do we have? Three of Swords in the reverse and the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. The next chapter of your life is meant to help you heal from the repeated encounters you've had with people that were untrustworthy, people that took from you instead of giving to you, that really felt like they could ride your coattails or benefit from your hard work. You deserve somebody who's going to contribute to that partnership. So it's like when you cry uncle, or when you say like I'm done, then the universe is like, okay, that's all you had to say. You just had to let us know that you were over it. And so now, because you're holding back, or like you've got this self-control, I'm not entertaining that or that or that because the energy is not there. Now your clarity on what you do want is what's manifesting in exactly what you want. So again, you're either manifesting someone from your past that you view as the one that you want, or because things have not worked out with the things in your past, or with the, they're not things, they're people, the relationships in your past. Your desire for something new and twoo love is actually working for you. There's somebody that wants to sweep you off your feet. Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands. I love this because to me, it's such a contrast. The imagery here is somebody who's stuck and the other with birds flying. I mean, obviously makes me think of freedom. So you're able to take action towards what it is that you want, and you freed yourself from some sort of mentality that kept you stuck. That's why you're manifesting in what you want. This is The Truth Is. Hey, Johnny, how are you doing? What else? Love Magician, you have the power to transform this connection, and wasting time. The one you love is afraid to commit. So again, you are either manifesting in this healed person, or if they don't know how to commit, you are manifesting in a new connection. Something that has very clear chemistry, or a person that makes you feel like you've gone through all of this for a reason. You have abusive, emotional or physical abuse. I do feel like this reading is for somebody who has been in some sort of abusive relationship, gone through healing as a result of that, and found the courage to have those boundaries and self-love that they lacked in the past. I am so very proud of you. No one deserves to be abused. If anyone is able to share a 1-800 number for those that are dealing with that, I would be very grateful. But I'm proud of you because this is indicating you've been through that. You acknowledged that wasn't what you deserved. You've approached that healing that you needed to. And that's why you're not accepting that energy from your past anymore. You've learned that lesson. Hello, Pickled Pisces. How are you doing? Well, it's got to be divine timing, right? Yeah, it looks like you are letting go of those connections where individuals were controlling or even abusive, or those that were non-committal or even content to cheat. You're not here for it anymore. You're not going to put up with those kinds of energies. The only people that can gain access to you from a romantic standpoint are those that are willing to be direct, authentic, and respectful. Let's see. This is the Hocus Pocus. What else? Nine of Pumpkins, or the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Tower in the reverse. Three of Candles, or the Three of Wands. Maybe the reason that I have been dealing with toxic or codependent energies is because I have, struggled to update my perception of the type of person I should pursue or want to be pursued by romantically. I think this is somebody who's going into the little like dating profile and saying, just kidding, I don't like that kind. Just kidding, that's not me anymore. Just kidding, not that. Or deleting the dating app altogether, right? This is somebody who's saying, I've had the wrong approach, or I have entertained the wrong kind of people. I'm only now going to consider like connections that actually feel real. Hey, Jess, how's it going? What else? Knight of Potions, or Knight of Cups in the reverse, Six of Lightning, or Six of Swords, and the King of Lightning, or King of Swords in the reverse. There's someone from your past who really did affect how you viewed yourself. Someone who made you feel like you wouldn't be able to find someone else interested in you, or made you feel like you did everything wrong. I'm hearing that part in Somebody That I Used to Know by Kimbra. Something about like you'd always make it seem like it was something that I'd done. So this was a very manipulative person. They wanted you to always be the one who had to apologize, and they didn't ever really want to apologize to you. Or if they apologized, they never changed that behavior. They did the same thing over and over again. This could be, I don't like to use it, but this could be a narcissist. And you have fled that environment, walked away from that energy, let go of what made you feel guilty initially when you thought, it was time to cut this loose or be done with this person from your past. Now you're not listening to whatever their influence is that tries to make you feel like the guilty party. You're recognizing it for what it is and saying, you didn't do right by me, therefore I owe you zero. Nothing. I'm proud of you. Yeah. It makes me feel, I don't know, like I went through things for a reason, Hello, daughter of Saturn. How are you doing? Did I say hello to Tim? Hello, Tim. 4 of lightning, which is the 4 of swords. 9 of pumpkins. Ooh, did I do that? Sorry, y'all. That was a 6, and I totally thought it was a 9 because I apparently have bad vision. So the first one I pulled was a 6, which is fun because we pulled a 6 for the first card for every single one of them. But I read it wrong and looked at it as codependency. But now we do have that exact card, and this 6 of pentacles or 6 of pumpkins in the reverse is more about a loss. And it makes sense because it's clarifying our 3 of swords in the reverse. And now we have the 4 of swords. Sometimes what is extremely painful at the very beginning is what miraculously heals the fastest. Have you ever had like an injury on your foot? I stepped on glass once. I don't recommend it. 0 out of 10. Would never do again. But thankfully, I have a friend who knows a little bit about the healing properties of the foot and encouraged me to walk on it earlier than I felt like I could, because the human body is literally designed to expedite the healing on your feet because you have to walk. I think the way he says like pressure was actually helpful for healing on the foot, something along those lines. It's as if you anticipated this to be the most difficult pain or worst pain that you'd ever felt. And you ended up realizing that not only were you able to heal from this, but you were also able to end up feeling stronger than you had in the beginning. I have experienced some, not great relationships that impacted how I saw myself. And when you get through on the other side and you deal with what you need to in terms of that emotional damage, I would argue, yeah, you do feel stronger. I made it through that. I know myself and I know what not to get into, This is saying you feel better than you expected to, and the loss is not nearly what you thought it would be. We've got the 8 of pumpkins or 8 of pentacles and the Queen of lightning or the Queen of swords in the reverse. There are things that people say that will stick with you for weeks or even years or even decades. And I think for everyone, I would think it's probably natural to have, this was the nicest thing anyone ever said, or they complimented my work. I'll never forget that. But on the other side, we also have those really mean things that stick with us and can impact how quickly we're able to regain that sense of self. So I really want to encourage you to let go of those, I want to say like disrespectful or insulting names or identities that may have been ascribed to you by other people that weren't operating under good intentions. If someone, for example, told you you were a loser, no one would ever love you again, you take that, you crumple it up into a stupid little ball, and you make a little basket into the trash bin, because that is not your perception of yourself. That's something someone tried to make you believe. So this is, I feel like I'm telling you what you've already been going through. This is somebody acknowledging, I don't need this. This isn't for me. This isn't how I perceive myself. This is what somebody wanted me to believe about myself, but I reject it because it's not true. And that's an important part of healing. So I'm proud of you. Hello, Empress. How are you doing? Oh, likewise. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. What else do we have? Five of Lightning or Five of Swords in the reverse, and the Page of Lightning or Page of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody who thought they could use their words to break you, to make you feel like you couldn't do things that you really could. And the reason they did that is because they needed you to need them. They were so caught up trying to control you and make you need them. They didn't realize that all that effort they were putting into it was really just screaming how badly they need you. They wanted to look like the powerful one, but they couldn't figure out how to do anything unless they had you. And if you didn't already know that, you do now. They're the one who's needy. And they wanted it to look like it was you, that you wouldn't be able to do things on your own. I don't know. Maybe for once they'll be able to see a show that doesn't have a predictable ending because they were wrong. This is the Voyage of the Soul. Answers, clarity. We've gotten the Seven of Cups in the reverse a couple times now. You have clarity on the situation. Somebody tried to make you see things one way and you refused. No. You can't tell me what to think about myself, okay? I decide that. Did I say hello to Daughter of Saturn? I think I did. Hello, account. How are you doing? Enchantment and Bloom. It's always darkest before the dawn. Maybe this person was trying to judge your beauty when it was still kind of cold and dark outside, but the sun came out. And now you look way prettier, way better than that person. They judged you maybe at your lowest, or they tried to keep you at your lowest. And when you walk away from them, all of a sudden it's like fireworks. Enchantment, captivated, romance, charm, dazzling, fairy tales, and surprise. Bloom, radiance, goddess, beauty, attract, nectar, and glow. This person's energy being in your sphere day to day, it brought you down. It may even have changed your physical appearance. And being free of that energy, conversely, is making you like sparkle, making you seem like a beacon of light for others, because there's this like reclamation of joy. Maybe I didn't feel like I could enjoy things the way that I used to, or maybe I felt like I had to ask permission for everything. Maybe I felt like I'd lost hope. But now that I'm away from this energy or this person from my past, things are feeling a little bit brighter. And you don't have to be constantly trying to recalibrate because somebody is working to like control the narrative. And there's something here about what you are meant to do in your life. It could be pertaining to helping others that go through relationships like this, Or for many of you, what I'm picking up is this relationship was a literal obstacle between you and the path you are supposed to take. Let's say you wanted to become a famous musician. Well, your significant other would get too jealous if you were touring all the time. So they tried to convince you just to be like something that's local, like a music teacher. This is somebody who doesn't want you to pursue or didn't want you to pursue your dreams because it didn't work for them. And now, with them being out of the way, with them not being in your life, you're able to do the thing that you're supposed to be doing. This is the Golden Lenormand. What else do we have? 25 and 3, the ring and the ship. So your progress, your commitment to seeing things the way they truly are and not getting stuck in this toxic, unhealthy connection or community. It is ushering in this beautiful new chapter in your life where somebody does want to commit to you the way that you deserve to be committed to, someone who's going to be respectful as well as loving. Now, for some of you, this is a person from the past who has traveled a very similar path in terms of healing and self-discovery. They will not be like the person that you remember from your past. Will they still be the same? Like you will tell it, you could tell it's the same person, but they have changed materially in terms of their personality and their level of comfort with who they are. For others of you, if this individual from your past that you have been hoping to come back is not, then there's this new person who is going to have instant chemistry with you. Someone you feel like you've known for a long time. But this is someone who's going to be protective of you versus somebody who was attacking you. You don't deserve to be attacked. You deserve to be loved. This is the Romance Angel Oracle. What else do we have? Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Unrequited love. So you've let go of some toxic or, unrequited love, somebody who maybe doesn't know how to love, because you know you deserve someone who is able to be emotionally intimate or open with you. And that's why you're moving towards this serious relationship with somebody who's able to do that. You're not taking those low vibrational, woulda, shoulda, coulda kind of energies anymore. I told you, past life relationship. So this is that Six of Cups energy. For some of you, you may be meeting someone for the very first time, but it feels like you've known them for decades. I don't know if you believe in past lives, but you might have known them in another life, and now you know them again. For others of you, it feels like that. You can choose what you believe in. Religious beliefs comes out next. That's perfect. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I just told you that. This person was trying to block you from what you were meant to do in your life, your purpose for being here. Good luck with that. That is not a good thing to try to do in someone's life. So you are, steamrolling over that. I have a purpose. I'm not going to let you stop that. And this is the Gypsy Oracle. What else do we have? Old Woman in the reverse and Letter in the reverse. If you have still kept contact with this person from your past, I encourage you to block that. If you are feeling like things are where they should be, but you are still not seeing that love manifest, I see that for some of you, it's because you have left open some sort of door of communication to this person from your past who did not treat you the way you deserved to be treated. So ask yourself, would you rather have an open line of communication with your soulmate or with your love, or do you want to focus on someone who doesn't know how to love? Yeah, Merchant and Scholar. Yeah. So this feels to me like a trade. This is saying, okay, so you've been dealing with people that were the fool in the reverse, people who weren't learning their lessons or didn't want to change their behavior. They just figured they'd keep doing the same thing and hoping for different results. Let me upgrade you. Would you instead like to be dealing with a scholar, somebody who has learned those lessons, much like you have learned those lessons? And I feel like for most of you, your answer is, well, yeah, duh. Of course I would. Can you like expedite that for me, please? All right. Tell me more about this love interest, this relationship that is coming to the collective. World in the reverse. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Two of Wands. Yeah, this is something that comes in after you accept that you don't want to repeat a cycle. You realize that there may still be some unfinished business with this person, or there may be a lack of closure, but that you could get that closure for yourself. I think you took back your power. You didn't want to wait on this person to make a decision. You decided for yourself that you're ready for something different. And that's why this person that's coming in is going to feel like, I don't know, it's like you're living in a movie. This is somebody who I do feel has some strong intuition. We've got the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. They've gone through a similar experience. They may have been in an abusive relationship as well and had to heal from that. But they feel a very strong pull towards you as soon as they see or meet or see you again. And I do think that you're going to end up at some point discussing the things that you have healed from or what has made you strong. I feel the conversation with you is very organic. You don't have to like look for subjects to talk about. If anything, it's more like you have to remind yourself that you're human and you probably need to sleep a couple hours. Another Seven of Cups in the reverse, clarity. You're going to feel very comfortable around this person. You're going to sense that energy that they possess is something that makes you feel at home. You don't have to like tiptoe around or worry about what rules they might have. This is somebody who wants to appreciate you for who you are instead of trying to control you. So with this Ace of Wands, I also feel like there's a lot of physical attraction between the two of you. I feel like there's something in particular, like their favorite trait on a person, you have that, right? Like they really like lighter hair, you have that. If they really like somebody who's taller, whatever it is, there's something here where they're like, oh, you're just like totally my type. Hello, Erica. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. So we have the Hanged Man in the reverse. I don't think everyone's going to be initially attracted to this new love. There's going to be some of you where your opinion of them changes. But for others of you, I also feel like there's something about this person's decisiveness that is really attractive to you. They don't hesitate. If they want something, they go for it, and you like that. Another Six of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So you're going to get a really like genuine offer from this person. Again, you feel very comfortable with them. I see very good intentions from them. They know how to communicate and they know that you've been through something similar. So I feel like you're able to understand each other. For instance, if you have PTSD, they may also, so they understand how that like works, right? You have something here that is significant that you have in common, and that really helps in terms of building a bridge to understanding each other, even if you have just met each other. Oh my. Have a great one. Thanks, Lemonade. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Hi, Bradley. I hope you're doing well. I'm super excited for all of you to have a connection that makes you feel as awesome as you really are. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I hope to see you on the next reading. Toodles.